So earlier today, I was on the way to the Starbucks drive-thru. Actually, wait, hold on. That says Toyota, not Ford Raptor. The Patagonia parking lot, and I got lost. Okay, so I'm gonna two-wheel drive this. Pretty steep, kind of wet out, but I think we got it. Okay, my seatbelt legit is locked into place. Open this and shut it, maybe. Okay, see about now. Nope. Oh, it's saying steep slope. Park on flat road. Okay, so two-wheel drive's a no-go. There we go. All you guys could hear coming up that was the chime from the inside of the truck telling me I'm not wearing my seatbelt because I'm wearing a wireless mic, so my bad for that. I know it's annoying, trust me in person, it's even worse. Tacoma, where the road ends, your journey begins. Nah, I just made that up. You like that? Pretty steep though. Oh my goodness. Every single time I wash my truck, we got leaf blowers coming through. Looking good. I still have not removed this or the original screen protection. All right, little photo shoot wrapped up here on the Tacoma. But what I'm gonna do now is lay down some protection here on the interior, on the infotainment there from Screen Protect. We have a screen protector here. And then also what I'm gonna do is lay down some PPF onto the exterior or paint protection film, as they call it, here on the outside of the truck. Not a whole lot, but just enough to protect it from the high traffic areas and to avoid stone chips. So as you guys can see with the truck being higher off the ground now with bigger tires, also too, don't mind that, my makeshift Band-Aid, I cut myself pretty good, so yeah, anyways. With bigger tires and a lift, the mud flap here doesn't do a whole lot for us. It does something, that's why it's still on there, because if we go to the front, dude, it is brutal. Check this out. Oh my gosh, it's bad for how like few miles I have on here. So yeah, stone chips everywhere on this thing, dude. Look at that. So when you go with a bigger tire that pops out more, you're kicking out stones pretty good all over the side of the truck, which is pretty insane, like how bad it is already with less than 2,000 miles on it. So yeah, that needs to get done. Probably going to do a number on the rock sliders too, but those are a lot stronger than the paint on the truck. So what I'm gonna do soon is actually vinyl wrap the entire thing a new color. I'm actually not too sure on the color quite yet, but more to come on that for a different day. This needs protection really bad, more than just vinyl wrap, because vinyl wrap doesn't do the best job at deflecting debris like the PPF does, which has it kind of like bouncing off and it self-heals. Yeah, vinyl wrap doesn't do the best job of that. But anyways, let's start with the interior and throw down the screen protection here from Screen Protect. Everything we need is in this tube right here. So a little ASMR for you guys. Ready? All right, here it all is. Got the climate control protection right there, and then the infotainment protection right here. And then this one is for the gauge cluster. So that needs it really bad because that material, at least on my Tundra, dude, it was really, I mean, you touch it and it's scratching. It's really dusty right now. So let's wipe that down and see if this one's as bad, but probably is, I don't know. Tripod's in my lap right now, so if it gets shaky, I apologize. All right, wipe this down first. Also a good call to wipe down the area around the screen too, because things like vinyl wrap and stickers and clear films, whatnot, are very static. So when you peel them and get near dust, it brings all the dust into it. So I'm gonna wipe down the areas around it too. All right, check this out. And look at that, that's insane. So imagine over time when you're wiping down your gauge cluster here, you know, it gets dusty, you wipe it down, and over time, dude, you're gonna be marring this thing up with your towels, and it's in your direct line of sight too. You're gonna see it all the time. It's gonna be terrible. It's gonna be the worst eyesore. So yeah, that's a mandatory thing to protect, if you ask me, all day long. So let's start with the infotainment here and then move on to the center stack there and then on to the gauge cluster. If you guys have never installed anything film related, don't fear this at all. It is so easy. It's, whoa there. All right, now I'm gonna take the screen protector itself and then peel it. And as I'm peeling it, I'm gonna spray the back of the protector itself. So now that that's been peeled, before stuff sticks to it, spray that down. And now that that's nice and wet, I'm gonna throw it onto the screen here. We have some work time here, as you guys can see. Being that the solution is soapy, it gives us some time to kind of move the screen into place. And then right when we find where we want the screen to be placed, I'm gonna hold the corner with the thumb, spray the face of it, take the squeegee, and then I'm gonna start from the middle and work my way out, giving medium pressure from the center out to the right and the left, and then from the middle to the top, and then from the middle to the bottom. Now from the middle on down, doing overlapping passes by about 50%. Work around that knob right there, and then let's go ahead and push down the rest of that right there, and then the corner. Oh no, that's trash in there. I might be able to save that. Let's peel it back really quick and see if we can get that out. Focus, where is it? Yep, it's a hair. So I peeled it back and I'm gonna keep it wet. Come on. Yeah, buddy. Got it. Lay this thing back on. Hit the surface with some more solution. Squeegee from the bottom on up from where we peeled it back. And we should be good to go, like it never happened. All right, moving on to the gauge cluster. Give that a good spritz. I'll peel off the screen protection, soap it down. And that's how we avoid things kind of clinging to it. Easy. There it is. Slide it down, and behind the trim, spray some solution on there. I'll hold the edge down with my finger and then work my way out from the middle to the left and the right, and then from the middle to the bottom, and then from the middle to the top, and then just work out the rest. There we go. I'm trying to reach around the camera. It's kind of tough. I'm sorry, guys. I'm holding my breath. Work that little bubble out right there. Push that bubble up. Boom. Easy. And even though I don't have the buttons here, I have the Poverty Spec SR5. I'm still going to lay down the protection there on where the button would be. What these are for, I don't know. Whatever option I didn't get is what that's for. I don't know what it's for, but I didn't get it, so it doesn't matter. Wow, that's insane. It adds so much gloss to it. Oh my gosh, it's like a mirror now. And then down here as well on the climate control screen and the heated seat button, pretty nice. And over here on the gauge cluster, it's really good too, and does hide some of the old scratches too. So if you guys see any smudging like that right there, then it'll cure out in probably a day or two, I'd imagine. So don't worry about that. That is going to kind of cure over time, and you'll be all right. So the very first thing I'm gonna do in preparation for the PPF is pull off the Tacoma badge there on the front door and the SR5 badge here on the back door, because I'm not trying to flex SR5. Then I'm going to then clay bar the areas that I'm PPFing. Clay bar is important when it comes to doing anything like ceramic coating, vinyl wrap, PPF, anything you're putting onto the surface, or even before doing a full detail, some polishing and whatnot. It's good to clay bar the surface, because what that does is get off all of the surface contaminants and get your surface nice and bare and ready for the next step. Alrighty, here's the fishing line I'm using right here from Walmart. It works really good, nice and soft in the paint. So it's pretty important that I'm actually pulling against the badge a little bit, because if I go too flush with the paint, then I'll scratch the paint. So I keep a little tension against the back of the badge, That way we're not rubbing on the actual paint and messing that up. So make sure y'all are doing that if you are doing this at home. Oh, bam, just like that. And this thing should peel right off like that. Now, this is a pretty new car, so the adhesive here should kind of roll off. It usually does on a newer car. It's usually after a couple of years, it kind of really gets on there and you gotta use an eraser wheel for it, but this should be pretty straightforward. There we go. Just get a roll going. Let's go, let's go. My thumbs might be a little raw after this, but it's all good. It's coming off. All right, so let's mix together our solutions. I have some Dawn dish soap in here right now. I'm gonna top the rest off with water, and that's our soapy solution right there. And then this one's gonna be water, distilled water that is, and then isopropyl alcohol, 9 parts water to about 1 part of the isopropyl alcohol. And that's how we're going to tack the material into position once we have it where we want it with the slip solution. We're gonna lift up the edges and corners and spray that in there, and that's how we hold it into place. Top these off with the distilled water. Fill up the bottle of slip solution. People use either baby shampoo. They have gels also for PPFing, but we're using some Dawn dish soap because that's what I got. All right. Bottle number 2, the alcohol solution. We'll do about 9 parts water on this one to about 1, maybe 2 parts of the alcohol. All right, guys, here's my roll of PPF right here. I don't have a whole lot of it. I ordered a 24-inch piece by 10 feet long, but enough at least to do the lower half of these front 2 doors and the area behind the rear tires. Those are the hot spot areas where all the stone chipping is happening from the debris getting kicked up in the tires. I see all the rock chips right here. Here, pretty much that bulge right there on down. But I'll probably run it up to this body line right here just to hide the seam on that body line. That's great. Look at all the white specks. It's all stone chips. It's crazy. All that's like brush marks, but yeah, dude, all the white dots you're seeing are stone chips. And it's mostly bad on the front door. I don't see much on the back doors, but there are still some for sure. So you guys can see from the factory, they laid down some PPF right here on the bedside, the lower part of the bedside here, which is pretty cool because definitely a high traffic area for debris. Spray the door with the soapy solution. Dang, dude, that's slick. What? So the cool thing about PPF is lift it up if you need to and reapply more of the slip solution. So that's kind of cool right there. Got to make sure it's nice and soapy because if it's not soapy enough, then we'll get a dry spot and that'll look ugly. So just make sure it's nice and soaked up. I'm going down little by little to make sure it all goes down nice and even, and we don't get any like clumping of the material in one spot. All right, so I'm having trouble getting this part to stick pretty good, so I'm gonna spray it with the alcohol water, and that should really help it stay down. Let's see. Wow, look at that. Instant almost. Crazy. Oh, that's amazing, actually. It's pretty cool. So once you hit it with the alcohol water, it sticks pretty much right away. That's sick. Pull up the knifeless tape real quick. All right, knifeless cutting tape was a success. Didn't have to use any blades on the paint. Now I'm gonna squeeze down that edge right there. That's crazy, that came out so clean. You can't see the seam at all, wow. Obviously, I mean, it's clear. Time to cut it. Gonna surf that edge right there. Come on, almost home, baby. Let's go, let's go. Just surfing that edge all the way home. Bam, dude, look at that. Woo! Alrighty, guys. Look at that. Not much to see, is there? But you guys can see the gloss difference immediately. Look at that. From no PPF to PPF. Wow. Okay, so back here, the main part I'm gonna focus on protecting is gonna be the bumper corner right here from this line on back, because I can see that's where we're gonna get the most stuff getting kicked up and hitting the bumper. In fact, I can already see a lot of chipping going on pretty much from this area down. So that's pretty crazy. I've snapped out already. Once the mud flap comes off right here, then this part is probably gonna be hit pretty good too. Right now the mud flap is protecting this section, but it's going underneath the mud flap because we're higher up and the tires are bigger, and it's a clean shot right onto the corner of the bumper right there. So we'll get this bumper corner done, and then I'll do this section too and just have like a line going right into the bumper essentially, and that should be good. So that's it. Let's get to it. And for the Sophie water, take our PPF. That was a bad joke. Spray our PPF. So it's got a little bit of a shape to it, which is gonna be kind of curious. Now, what's cool about PPF is it's very pliable. See how it stretches? You can actually get some good stretch out of it, which is pretty awesome. So what I'll do is grab the alcohol. I'm assuming the thing to do here is gonna be to stretch the film on the adjacent panel and just kind of tack it down over here. The same thing over here. Now I have all the lines going this way, which is great. So I'll take the Soapy solution, spray it up there, down in there, so we have some good solution to work with. A little alcohol down there so it sticks. And then same with this corner over here. Throw some alcohol in there. Just like that. So this panel is going to be a little more difficult because there's a lot more going on, a lot more directions and stuff like that. So give it the good old college try and see what happens. I'm using the part of the PPF film here that's totally straight, so it's nice and clean on top here. Okay, now this corner's having trouble staying down, so we're gonna hit it with some alcohol right there and then tack that sucker down, and now it stays. Making some progress here with this bottom section. Pull it back a little and then spray some of the alcohol solution. Alrighty guys, it is the next day over here and a nice rainy day, that is for show, but check this out. Nice and clean, no badges and PPF. So the Tacoma badge came off, no problem. I rolled off the adhesive with my thumb there, and anything that was left, which wasn't much, I used the Goo Gone spray gel, Pro Power Goo and adhesive remover. Put on a towel and then just kind of dab it on there and let it soak for like 20-30 minutes, and it wipes the rest of it right off. But up here, I had to use an eraser wheel, and as you guys can see, the eraser wheels do kind of a number on the clear coat, which is why I like to avoid using the eraser wheels, but it's all good. It'll buff out, no problem. But yeah, it does look really clean without having the badge there on the side of the truck. So as far as the PPF goes, my second time doing this, so don't judge too hard, but it came out really good actually. I mean, it's a lot easier than you may think. If you get real close, I mean, it pops up more on camera, but yeah, there's a couple speckles here and there. Not perfect, but from like 2 feet away, it's not noticeable at all. So at least now this area is protected by the debris coming up from the tire. So got a few more issues going on back here, including it lifting right down here. I tried my best to lay it into the recess as best as possible without bridging it into the gap, so there's no tension, but down here was kind of tough because I already laid it into this area here, which you can see there's nothing peeling or lifting up, but there's a lot of trash in there. It's very important to make sure the stuff stays super clean. When you peel the PPF, it's very static. You gotta spray it right away to make sure nothing's clinging to it. And as you guys can see right there, all up on it, there's a lot of trash in there. So that's kind of why you're seeing all those bubbles and whatnot. But yeah, down here, I'm kind of learning the boundaries of PPF. I mean, it's not, you're not able to stretch it in too much. It'll go down and then just lift right back up like very shortly after. So what I'm gonna do is cut it right down this line right here. If you're super careful with the blade and only go halfway through the PPF, you can kind of just unzip the material. Try to keep a really steady hand, making sure I'm not going through the PPF is most important for sure. And secondly, making sure it's straight. Perfect. And I didn't go through it. That's what I'm talking about, baby. But yeah, this is where I'd recommend doing some PPF for sure. If you guys are getting some bigger tires with less offset on the wheels that come out past the fenders, especially, and you're kicking stuff up on the side of the truck there, definitely a pivotal thing to throw down some protection there on the doors, at least from that line right there that I did on down is pretty important. I'll do more on the rear doors once I get more PPF in, but yeah, here behind the rear tires as well, there on the bumper corner, and this part of the bed too. I have a link down below for you guys on the interior protection from Scream Protec for the infotainment screen there, the climate controls, and the gauge cluster as well, which that thing scratches so easy. You just look at it funny and it scratches. So yeah, definitely pumped to have some protection here on the interior, no doubt. They have a anti-glare finish as well. I prefer this one myself, the clear version, because it looks so nice. It adds some shine to it and just looks really good. So yeah, the matte finish is cool if you guys want the anti-glare, but the clear one to me is a nice look for sure. So anyways, that's all I have for you guys for today. As always, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys on the next one very soon. Till then, peace out.